it gets to a point where you got to question, why is it they keep pushing Herschel Walker the way that they do? It's like they really want him to be a wrench in this political race that he's going for. But everything that's coming out about him and everything that he's not doing would have gotten anybody else, or shouldn't have gotten anybody else, up out of the race, especially if they're black. But they keep trotting him out there like the prized bull. Now, I just did a video about how it came out that he lied about his education, him and his constituents. They said that he graduated top of his class, which was a lie. They said he was valedictorian, which was a lie. He pretty much lied about everything around his education outside of any type of athletic achievements he had while he was in school. And I didn't do a video about this, but shout out to Lisa Kabur, because she did a video about how he was supposed to, I guess, do a debate, I guess it was a GOP debate, for what he was running for. And he didn't even show up to it. I don't know if he dropped out of the debate or if he just didn't show up at all. He just didn't come. And they probably like, let's not have this guy get up there and speak, because we know how he is, and he's definitely going to drown in that debate. He's been drowning ever since the day he said, I accept the nomination. Well, not the nomination, or accept the one to run for this position. And now we have this recent news that just came out. Now, keep in mind, like I said, just did the video about his lying of education like a week ago. Now here we are about a week or so later that he's lied about some other stuff. Now, this time outside of education and more about businesses. This guy done lied about his business record. In so many words, before I get into the article, he not only lied about businesses that he has, but he also lied about businesses that don't even exist. Now, someone on Twitter was saying, because he was a football player, all those head injuries, and that's a possibility. But we've heard of stories of other NFL players who've had CTE, and they've never acted like this. And I'm talking about the black players. This guy is allowing himself to be used like a warm rag after sex. And he's enjoying it. And you know who we haven't heard from, but we're glad we haven't heard from, is that son of his, Christina Walker. Yes, I called him Christina. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm reading this article from the Rolling Stone. The Associated Press reported last summer on exaggerated claims of financial success by Herschel Walker, the Trump-endorsed Georgia Senate candidate. The investigation found Walker inflated the earnings and size of his chicken business, Renaissance Man Food Services. The extent to which Walker owns his business, as opposed to lending his name to it, was also questioned by associates, according to testimony in a recent court case. And there's more. The Daily Beast on Wednesday reported new information regarding the former football star's business record and the particularly egregious false claims surrounding it. Those claims include running the largest minority-owned food company in the United States, owning multiple chicken plants in another state, and starting and owning an upholstery business, which was also apparently at one point in his telling the country's largest minority-owned apparel company, the report states. During a 2016 appearance on a podcast called The Dumbass Club, which is fitting for him, Walker went even further by claiming falsely that his upholstery company was the largest in the U.S. The upholstery business doesn't appear to exist. However, according to the investigation, whether Walker is referring to Renaissance Manufacturing or Renaissance Hospitality is unclear, but both are dissolved, and any evidence that he owned either is scant, as his name isn't on their business records. Despite this, Walker claimed just 2 months ago in a speech at the University of North Texas, "I still have about 250 people that sew drapery and bedspreads for me." And here's the thing. I'm glad they mentioned something about Texas, because isn't this guy a resident of Texas? How is he running for a position in Georgia? How does that work? Can someone let me know down in the comments, how does that work? The accumulating examples of Walker's deceptions and false statements may be one reason why he received an endorsement from former President Trump, who wrote in his 1987 book, The Art of the Deal, that he often deployed truthful hyperbole as an innocent form of exaggeration and a very effective form of promotion. In addition to using this tactic for his business ventures, a CNN report earlier this month found that the former Georgia Bulldogs running back repeatedly lied about his academic background, which, of course, I talked about in a previous video. Walker did not graduate college in the top 1% of his class, nor was he valedictorian of his high school. Trump's support of Walker comes as some Republicans are concerned that the evolution skeptic candidate's baggage is too heavy to be Democratic incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock. Walker skipped the first GOP primary debate last Saturday, a move his rivals claim would also harm his chances against Warnock should he win the nomination. Walker has indicated he won't be participating in any primary debates, and that's probably for the best. In light of the investigations about his past, perhaps he doesn't want to face tough questions. No, it's the fact that he probably won't be able to answer some of the most basic questions. You could probably ask this guy, what color is the sky? And it would probably take him 10 seconds to answer it instead of just saying blue. Like, this guy is not wrapped too tight at all. And we have been stating that on numerous occasions. This guy is, and I keep saying this and I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, elevator does not go to the top floor. And now you can see why his son acts the way that he does, as flamboyant and flaming as he is. He gets it from his pappy. Now, granted, Herschel Walker ain't doing all the extracurricular stuff that his son is doing, but I can honestly say he did not raise that boy well or on his own. I have a feeling that he probably had nannies raise that boy. But you know what? Let me not get off track because I'm not here to talk about Christina. But Herschel, they need to tell him to just drop out of the race. I think it's because they want to have a black man going against this black man because, you know, Raphael Warnock, he's a black man himself. I think that's just what they want it all boiled down to. But I'm like, that's the best y'all got, then y'all already lost. Because the way it's looking right now, I don't think anybody in Georgia is going to have this guy be in the position that he's running for. And if Georgia actually somehow came out in droves and supported this man and he won, then the collective of Georgia needs a lobotomy, because clearly you don't know how a brain functions if you think this guy is good for your state. I think what makes this whole thing so bad when it comes to Herschel Walker and his clearly habitual lying is the fact that he's lying about things that can be easily fact checked. He must have gotten hit so hard and gotten CTE, and if he actually has it, and that he thinks he's still back in his days where the internet wasn't a thing and you actually had to dig to find someone's dirt. But he's lying about stuff that anyone can just go online and quickly find. Like, look at how fast they found out about him lying about his academic records, and how even more fast they found out he was lying about his businesses. And the thing is, because he's lied about two major things, they're going to dig even more to see what else he's been lying about. Like, this guy literally has dug a hole for himself and they allow him to dig it. They practically said, here's your shovel. We don't even have to dig the grave for you. Just here it is and dig it. And he took it, and they probably said, you know what? If you dig deep enough, you might be able to find some gold. And he said, oh, really? Not realizing this idiot was digging his own grave.